Oh, get that preview out of here because, folks, it is not the show where it is wrestling with your conscience. It is not the show where it's wrestling with your budget. It is the show where we wrestle with emotion. And obviously, like we've been saying for the past 2 years, as far as the match quality, as far as what we're getting on TV on a weekly basis, it is a great time to be a wrestling fan. And there is almost no greater time than the eve of the road to WrestleMania of talking about, of course, the Royal Rumble. So let's get our panel in here. We got Slick L. We got Micah. Ooh, I just inflated my screen 38 times. We got Rob Bryan. We got Ali. We got McAdoo. We got Sweatpants Joe. We got Dwayne. We got the head of the table, Parthy, and we got the voice of reason, Ernie Green. It just shuffled a lot of shit around there, boys, and there will be a lot of shuffling tonight in Florida for the Royal Rumble. Gents, how are we feeling going into the big event tonight?
Yeah.
It's my New Year's Day, guys. That's it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I would just like to say in the immortal words of CM Punk, I'd like to think that this company is finally better.
Okay, very, very fair to say. And obviously, we'll be looking for this company. This is kind of, to me, as crazy as it sounds, with Triple H kind of taking over, creative during the stretch run of last year. To me, this is really one of his, the first beginning of his year, too. It's his first full year, in my opinion, at the helm. So it'll be very interesting seeing what goes on there. But obviously, super excited about the Rumble. Gents, any thoughts on the landscape of the WWE superstars and everything heading into this event?
What do you mean?
Who has momentum, like Rollins' injury? There's a lot of news going on. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I think this is definitely an up in the air Rumble. I think Dwayne alluded to this in our group chat. It's one of those years where everything's up in the air. There are like 4 or 5 solid superstars that you could pick to win this thing. I think the last few years it's been a little more predictable, and that's what makes it all that much more exciting. Will Cody finish the story? Will he go back to back? Will CM Punk win the Royal Rumble after 10 years back? Who knows? There's a lot of questions up in the air, and I'm very excited. This is like Christmas morning for wrestling fans.
Yeah, seriously, there's the excitement I was looking for. Not a bunch of crickets, gents. Get in here, Micah.
Yeah. No, I think the exciting thing is we're all wondering, obviously who the Rumble winner is going to be and where those main events go from there. There's obviously going to be some discussion about that later on, but the fallout from the main events. There's still so many superstars without a place on this card or without a direction for a feud for WrestleMania for those undercard matches. You got guys that we know aren't going to be in the main event. We have no idea where that's going to go. So that's what I'm excited about most. I feel like there's 2 matches that we're pretty sure that are going to happen on WrestleMania, and then the rest of the 2 days are pretty open. And I'm interested to see what the directions they take it, and I'm sure a lot of that will start in the Rumble tonight.
Yeah.
Do we have an expected attendance for tonight?
40.
I think they're about 40.
So this is going to be a big show. Have we seen? That was my question. Have we seen the set? Are we looking at a long ramp? Because I hate when there's a long ramp at the ramp.
It's a baseball stadium. It's definitely made a long ramp.
Yeah. I fucking hate when it's not a ramp.
Walk down there and take your time, superstars. No reason to rush.
This might be unpopular. I don't know if we talked about this. I hate when there's no ramp and it's like a curved.
Coming out from the dugout. You don't like that?
Yeah. No.
It's not WWE at that.
Especially
I'm a big ramp guy.
Especially for the Rumble, it's like you gotta run like Usain Bolt, 100-meter sprint before you even get to the ring.
You'll end up like Titus O'Neil by the end of the run.
Yeah, no, I know, but give me the Madison Square Garden, when Cena came out, you come out the tunnel and bam, there's the ring. That's what's up.
Yeah, that was amazing. Cena comes out of Madison Square Garden, basically 20 to 30 feet
short
away from the
entrance is iconic. Yeah.
I like the dugout idea. Again, I haven't seen the set. Is there any way we can get the dugout close to the ring, they're coming out of the dugout?
That's what I was.
Game. I mean, that would be sick.
That's what I was about to say. I like that look, the dugout look at a baseball.
That's what they've been doing at these baseball stadium shows.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I got 2 things for tonight. One, I hope Gunther shows up on time because he thinks the Rumble's tomorrow. So hopefully he shows up. And 2, I'm looking forward to, as Micah said, the build-up. There's a lot of the undercards we haven't heard of, but we know one that's going to start building up tonight. It's the brother matchup, Jimmy and Jay. We haven't seen those two feuds since the whole thing that went down at SummerSlam. So I'm looking forward to seeing them meet up in the ring in the Rumble tonight.
Well said. And speaking of meeting up in the ring tonight, could be a lot of superstars, could be some superstars we haven't seen in a while. I'm going to audible a little bit here out of our rundown, but does anybody have any big surprise predictions? I know, Ali, I know you were lacing in the pre-show.
Well, obviously, my dream would be for Santino Marella to make his comeback. I think that's really what everybody needs. Santino, I'll take either. But no, on an actual note, I think if I hear Zack Ryder's theme music hit, I would be the happiest man on the planet. More realistically, when it comes to surprises, there's really a lot of things. I have to say it. I thought Brock was going to be the big surprise. I don't think that's the case anymore, obviously. So now I feel like there's some legends that we're going to see enter the mix. We might get Hulk Hogan, for God's sake.
Please
that's
no.
going to be crazy.
I don't think that's happening. I don't.
On the men's side, I feel like there's some returns coming at the very least. Like Sami Zayn's been gone for a while. Andrade, Sami Zayn, he's been gone.
Oh, Andrade for sure.
Andrade. The women's side, does your girl Jade show up tonight? Slick?
I think she does. I think
Naomi.
I want to see AJ Lee. I think this is
the boss.
AJ for sure. I think this is the spot though that you make Jade like have a huge debut. Well, I gotta say on the men's side, no one's pointed this out. My boy at number 10. I can't hold them both up.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
the chairman.
The chairman.
I hope Sheamus comes back with his old theme. That old theme was great. I think he should hopefully use the old one. Because
that's a banger.
The
lobster head.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of over Ty Dillinger showing up. I mean, I know you're excited about it, but I mean, I feel like
I'm not excited. I just said it's gonna happen.
Let's come back tonight.
I don't give a fuck.
No, that makes sense. Well, hey, we're talking surprises. Let's get into the event itself, obviously, and that means picks. But before we get into picks, before we get into picking eliminations, Survivor, all that stuff, we have a picks records update for the first time in 6 months. Parthy is still at the head of the table, but we now have Slick right behind him. We have Tisha P after 50 picks now qualifying at 79.1%. We got Ernie right behind him at 77. Me and Rob Ryan hanging around 74. Micah and Dwayne right around a nice 69%. Nice. Everyone boosted over the last couple 6 months. Everyone's percentage went up a couple points. We've been zoning in.
Not on there.
No one cares about your opinion.
Tisha P is the only one to ever successfully come close to picking a no contest in a wrestling match.
That is true. She picked a no contest and it all after. That was unbelievable. This is the top 8. McAdoo, you're currently rocking a 67.8. So you just missed the top 8.
It's terrible.
And
you're the head of the table as far as people that don't qualify for the top 8. So,
and Ali making his picks debut will get to this list.
And Mania
making his picks debut, and then obviously,
Okay.
So, gents, 10 minutes in here. Let's get into the Royal Rumble 2024. So let's start. I think it's a good idea. We all agree these are kind of washes for the most part. So let's get them out of the way. The first is a singles match for the WWE United States Championship. We got what the Maverick Logan Paul against the prize fighter Kevin Owens. Gents, anything but a solid 15 to 20 minute match where Logan Paul ends up on top here.
I think it might be even longer. I think they got to kill. I know obviously the Rumbles will have probably over an hour, but I think this one may go a little longer. These two are gonna assault each other. I mean, we saw this week at the Performance Center. They're ready to go. I mean, this is gonna be a banger.
Yeah, that was a good angle. I mean, Logan, I think we all agree wins, but he's definitely the brass knuckles. Maybe come back out again or something or the other.
There's gonna be some kind of shenanigans.
Yeah, KO's been very protected, so I have a hard time seeing him lose clean.
0% chance he wins clean.
Yeah, I think it's going to go all over the place. It's going to be one of those brawls all over the stadium kind of deals at some point. So
I could even see them doing like a no contest type situation, or like a DQ, and then setting up a match for Chamber.
or they restart the match. Restart it. They're like, we're not getting out of this. Kevin asked for it. Go ahead.
Logan's officially a full-time superstar as of yesterday. So
is he?
Yeah, as of yesterday, he signed a full-time contract.
He said like he's done treating this like a hobby. And so hopefully we'll see more of him because I think he's really good.
He's amazing. He's a natural.
I think we're all in agreement that Logan Paul is going to get this in. But it is a great spot for to put Logan in this match with KO. KO is going to make him look like a star. Like not that he hasn't in the past, but KO is a great guy to match up with him. I feel like they're going to mesh really well in the ring. And like you said, like I'd hope it's like 20, 25 minutes of just letting them go and like putting Logan in that kind of situation, like in a long match, the only singles match on this card. Like that's a crazy, like, would you have imagined that for however long ago when Logan Paul started out as wrestling, that he would be the only singles match on the Royal Rumble card? That's nuts. So it's a huge, like, tip in the feather in the cap for him, and to put him with KO, a guy that Triple H obviously loves and protects a lot and puts in high regard. It's going to be a big spot for them.
Well, circling back to the surprises, I do think there's a chance we see Jake in the Rumble as well.
Oh, yeah, that'd be crazy.
Do we have any early predictions for Logan Paul's opponent for WrestleMania for the U.S. title?
Yeah.
Yeah. That title is LA Knight's name all over it.
Some people could say CM Punk could be good for that spot, making his return to WWE after tons of years, tons of time, but not to be outdone. The Wrestling with Emotion show has a return that is years in the making, coming back to Trainwreck Sports and Wrestling with Emotion, Owen Talbot.
Let's go.
Hey guys.
What up, OT? Happy Royal Rumble Saturday, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so talk to me, OT. Is there any way that Logan Paul loses to Kevin Owens?
Probably not. No.
Okay, perfectly said. That's why you bring in ONT for that expert analysis. And then next up, we have the fatal four-way match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Reigns versus Orton versus Styles versus Knight. Owen, why don't you kick us off on this one, and then we'll go around the horn with Ernie, Joe. Any thoughts on this match, or is it just going to be a Reigns retain?
I think Roman Reigns retains.
Okay, is there any hijinks to Solo or Jay or Jimmy or Jay run out or Jimmy run out?
I don't know. Wait.
Why do you think Roman's going to win?
Oh. I don't know.
But who's he going to fight at WrestleMania, Owen?
Cody Rhodes or The Rock.
Okay, we have eventually story finished. Ernie, Sweatpants Joe, you guys got any thoughts on this Reigns match, or is it going to be, business as usual? Crazy calamity with the fatal four-way, hijinks, and Reigns retains.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some flim flam. Maybe some tomfoolery involved in the match. Maybe some skullduggery. But I think Roman retains. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, if we're going by the law of averages, based on the last 3-4 years, Roman's going to retain, and he's going to retain by getting help when he was about to get pinned. I mean, that just happens every single time he wrestles now. So I am not going to go against that. So Roman Reigns by some sort of hijinks.
Yeah, I agree. Roman Reigns is going to win. I'm more curious to see what's going on with AJ Styles and LA Knight. Are they going to build on that feud? Maybe we'll see a singles match between those two at Chamber. Maybe that'll be the payoff. But Roman Reigns wins solo. He'll probably get involved somehow, but Roman Reigns will retain.
Okay. Anyone else have any thoughts on this match that anything outside the box could happen? Can we see The Rock in this match?
I think Roman's gonna. I'm opposite of Ernie, where I think that they've been doing that too much and going into this Mania. Whoever, especially if he's facing Cody, but no matter who he's facing, make Roman look as strong as possible. I think he's stacking up LA Knight and AJ Styles, and maybe Randy too. I don't know if Randy will accept that, but I think this is a dominant Roman Reigns win to get him back at the peak of his powers heading into WrestleMania.
Have we ever even seen a dominant Roman Reigns win?
Yeah, he smashed and snagged Edge and Daniel Bryan, bro.
I think slick means without the chicanery and the skullduggery and the shenanigans. Like just Roman straight up beating a person. When was the last time?
Probably a Big E at that Survivor Series, which made no sense, by the way.
No.
Like Big E had all the momentum as a new champion, and he was getting like some mainstream pub, and then Roman Reigns like buried him.
I think we see a similar finish here. Well, not similar and not nearly as creative, but similar as the 4 pillars of AEW title match, with like MJF kind of stealing the spot with someone else's finisher and putting the title in. Not nearly as creative. Like I said, that was a great way to end the match, but kind of like Roman stealing someone else's finish to the match.
Yeah. Like say like Randy Orton hits the RKO on AJ Styles, and then Roman puts it out of the ring and goes for the pin.
Out of a phenomenal forearm, Orton hits an RKO, goes for the pin, turns around, spear over, pins. Yeah, some stupid stuff like that. Yeah.
I would like to mention that no one mentioned. Was Randy Orton acknowledging his fake tribal chief last night, or was he telling people to acknowledge him? Because he put the ones up last night. I mean, I'll say that Randy Orton is my tribal chief. I'll say anyone's my tribal chief besides the fake one.
Wow.
Very fair.
Wow.
Very fair. And there's not going to be any fake tribal chief tonight in the Royal Rumble. So we're just before we move on, we're all predicting Roman to retain.
Yes.
Okay. So we got Logan, we got Roman, and now it's on to the Royal Rumble matches themselves. So before we get into one specific match, we will start with some odds. We got men's and women's most elimination odds. So right now for the top 5 for elimination odds, you have, it's a tie for 5th. You have Cody Rhodes and McIntyre at 5-1. At 4.50 to 4.5 to 1, you have Bobby Lashley. Now this one, I don't know if BetUS got the memo or not. Brock Lesnar at the third best odds at 4 to 1. Solo Sikoa 2.5 to 1, and the odds for most eliminations at even money. The Ring and the Law, Gunther. And I think that's a good pick. I mean, let's face it, Gunther is hot as shit right now. Triple H clearly loves him. Sorry, Owen, by my language. But Gunther, I got for most eliminations. I think that the line is kind of telling you what's going on there. So I think that the ring general gets it done. Anyone else have any thoughts based on that list or anything else for most eliminations? Michael, what do you got?
I got the surprise guy not on that list. I think Gunther's going to come in too late to get those most eliminations. What about Braun Breaker? He's like the only guy.
8 to 1. He's not far back.
Yeah, he's like the only one. Like Trick Williams, Carmelo showed up on WWE television so far. Grayson Waller's obviously made a name for himself. Braun has not been on like actual, besides NXT, other WWE television. Send him out there early. He gets like 6 or 6, because I feel like it's not going to be a big year where it's like 10 or 11 for somebody. So if he gets 5 or 6, he can get that. The women's side, it's got to be Jade if she shows up, right? Like to make her look good, just have her eliminate everybody. And
before we get to the women's, anyone else have any men's picks?
I had Gunther coming into this. They generally give the most eliminations to some really big guys that are trying to get over as like monsters. Your Brock Lesnar's, your Braun Strowman's, your Kane's. So you just look at the guy that they're pushing as like an unstoppable force. Speaking of unstoppable forces, we'll talk about who I think the women's Rumble most eliminations is going to be, unfortunately. But I think, Gunther's like even money for me as well.
Has anybody ever, just a random observation, has anybody ever said anything nice about the person that we're all going to pick for the most women's eliminations without saying something like unfortunately or something like that? I mean, I don't think anybody likes that person, either kayfabe or real. Like nobody likes her. But go ahead.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think
I'm just curious. What are McIntyre's odds on most?
So here's the deal. There's about 20 people on this list. Nobody has odds longer than 12 to 1. So they're kind of hedging themselves. They're not really sure they're. You said McIntyre is at 5 to 1. He's tied with 5th for Cody Rhodes. For example, The Rock is at 8 to 1 with Braun Breaker. You know who's also on this list is Braun Strowman at 8 to 1. Is it possible we see him tonight as a surprise?
Yeah, where the hell is one?
He got hurt.
The monster among men. No better spot than who's gonna toss this guy over the rope? Owen, what do you think?
My pick is here.
yes, of course. The famous my pick. Owen, Gunther, who do you have for most eliminations in the men's match?
I actually got Drew McIntyre.
Okay. Drew McIntyre has been on a rampage, and if there's someone who's looking to throw a bunch of guys over the rope and get himself a spot, it is. What's his name now? I was about to say the Scottish psychopath.
Scottish Warrior.
Okay. Remember when they used to this guy was like, WWE has to change sometimes. Speaking of changing, women's match, we got some new stars. We got a long list here. The top 5 odds wise, we got Becky Lynch at 5-1, Jade Cargill and Bayley at 2.5-1, Nia Jax at 2-1, Bianca Belair at 2.5-1. So sorry, there were 3 of them there. And Raquel Rodriguez at plus 150. We are seeing some late juice on there, folks. Could those back muscles be throwing some competitors and some superstars over ropes? I like that. I like Raquel in late spot. I think she fits the bill as trying to get someone over who's not all the way over yet. So I think she's a good spot for this one. Again, I'm buying the chalk here, but I just think it makes sense.
I really love Raquel, but her whole gimmick is her back.
Yeah, it's stupid. Could that be a Jade feud?
Ooh.
Over who has the best back? That'd be awesome.
we all know that Jade Cargill has a better back. Let's
don't talk about my girl Raquel like that.
Stop the silly stuff here, Ernie.
Without mentioning names, I could definitely see that happening under the former regime, but not now.
Listen, Raquel Rodriguez definitely fits the bill of someone who's like strong enough, big enough to just throw one person after another over the top rope. The only problem is they haven't been pushing her as such like they have Nia Jax.
Yeah.
What?
They haven't been pushing Raquel as this monster. She could be, but they haven't been giving her like the wins and like having her pinned or throw around other female superstars like Nia Jax has recently.
By the way, shout out to the lines makers here because there's only 4 women, committed to the Rumble, but they've found a way to get 10 potential options up here.
Yeah, I'm still going with Raquel. I think she's been my pick since I woke up this morning, and it's staying through the night. I'm going Raquel. I said it last year, and I'm going again this year.
You guys also have the same initials.
I'm going with my girl.
RR.
I am too, Slick. But Bianca's an interesting we know Bianca's coming in at number 7. She's got a lot of time to get some eliminations.
Should I get
that confirmed?
I'm going to throw a name that's not on the list. I'm going to say Piper Niven is going to make an impact.
I like that. I like that.
She hasn't been brought up. I think that I don't know if she's going to get most eliminations, but she's going to make an impact in the Rumble today.
We did not talk about
an impact.
Yeah. We didn't talk about the potential of, and we talked about returns. Is Charlotte been working us? Does Charlotte not actually tear all of the ligaments in her knees? And do we get a surprise? I know this chat is not happy about John Cena at all. I think she is. She's still She's showing the workout videos for the last month and everything else.
John Cena had a pec tear, and this is a knee ligament.
The best thing that can happen for the women's roster is Charlotte comes out and Raquel literally just lifts her over her head and throws her out in record time.
I don't agree, but
okay.
You know that would never happen.
We wrestle with emotion here, and folks, so let's get into it. We have our 2 co-main events for the most part here for the Royal Rumble. We got the Royal Rumble matches.
Hang on, did we discuss who lasts the longest in either of these?
Oh
matches?
yeah, sorry, we didn't have odds for that, so I skipped over. But anyone have any thoughts on longest survivor for these matches?
For the women's match, I would say either Bianca or Becky, because Bianca traditionally comes in early, but Becky is like the number 2 for the women's title match.
Carson, I agree with you, but did you see the way Bayley looked at her number and kind of sighed last night? So that kind of made me believe that she's going, if not coast to coast, at least somewhat coast to coast.
Same.
Don't give me Bayley having to go coast to coast in the 30th boss time.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That would be awesome. That would be brutal. But okay, so let's get into the anyone else have any thoughts on longest survivor? Ali, your sign is out of focus.
I think it says Cody Rhodes.
It says Cody Rhodes.
You think you're doing something.
Owen, what do we got?
For the longest time for women's, I have Bayley.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Chiming in. Yeah, it seems like she'll get an early number. Owen riding with our voice of reason there. Owen, why don't you kick us off then? You got Bayley lasting the longest in this match. Who do you have winning the Women's Royal Rumble?
Also Bayley.
Oh, okay. So this is going to be a heck of a performance. Who do you think she defeats at the end to win it?
Probably Bianca.
Okay, that would be entertaining for sure. Let's go around the horn here. Just a quick reminder to all our audience, as far as picks and records go, any match with more than 4 potential winners is not gauged as a win or a loss. A person can only get a win by predicting this correctly. So obviously for record checkers at home. But Ernie, who do you got? And let's take it around the horn here. Women's Royal Rumble. How you see it going down? We got lots of time.
You know that Damage Control is going to turn on Bailey after she wins the Rumble today, and it's going to be like cinematic, and she's just going to get beat down. It's going to be it's going to be, in my opinion, when they beat her down, it's going to be one of the greatest like beat downs in the history of like WWE. So I have her winning tonight, and I have her beating Becky last, similar to how Batista beat Cena last, to where they both go on to face champions at WrestleMania, because I think Becky is going to face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. So Bailey over Becky. I would not be surprised if it was Becky. It was a Bailey over Bianca, like Owen said, though.
Wow, I love that. Triple H blowing out both his quads confirmed. Sweatpants Joe, what do you think?
I agree with Owen. It's going to be Bailey over Bianca.
Okay, short and sweet. Like that. McAdoo, who you got?
I'm going Bailey too. The match between her and Io is just destined to happen at WrestleMania. Give me Bailey over. Screw it. I'll say Zoe Stark.
What the
Right. Thank you, Trish. Ali, who you got? And then we'll
That's not unusual. So
I
screw
think
off.
it's definitely going to be Bailey. I got to agree with the voice of reason here. There's a reason they call him that. I think there's going to be a big heel. Well, I mean, they're heels already, but this is going to create some heat. I think Bailey might actually go face, which I don't know how excited I am about that. But if they do it right, I think it'll be really, really good.
As you can see here, we got Jade Cargill at plus 250. We got Becky Lynch at plus 150, and then Bailey at minus 150 is the top favorites. Parthy, what do we got?
I got Bailey. She's got the best story coming in with her drama with Damage Control. You might say Becky Lynch has a bit of a story because she wants to avenge herself from Nia Jax. I think she's going to get her pound of flesh from Nia Jax in this match. Nia Jax is going to be eliminated by Becky Lynch. Whether that ends the feud or not, maybe they have a blow-off elimination chamber. We'll see. And Becky will probably go on to, in a different way, qualify to fight. What's her nickname?
Mommy?
She's going to fight for the world title. Mommy, yes. At WrestleMania. But Bailey will win this match. She won't get turned on immediately by Damage Control. I think they'll drag that out for a few weeks, not unlike the old Evolution angle back in the day with Batista. They might turn on her at Elimination Chamber, but I don't think they'll take the moment away from Bailey winning the Rumble. But Bailey's definitely winning the Rumble.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the crowd. Bailey's going to win. I mean, they're building up Becky like everyone's saying, but that's for another matchup. I really don't think they're building up anyone else for a chance at this match. So I'm going Bailey, and I think she's going to win it over Becky. But if WWE's messing with all the dirt sheets again, I would not be surprised if the final two is Bailey and one of the boss, Sasha Banks / Mercedes. But I don't think it's happening. But I think it's going to be Bailey over Becky.
All right, I get a great swerve opportunity here, and I'm going to take it. Bailey does not need to win the Rumble for Damage Control to turn on her. She can lose the Rumble because they told her, you need to win this Rumble and hold up your end of the bargain. So if she doesn't, that's the reason for them to kick her out. I'm picking Bianca because Bianca and Rhea are on the cover of 2K24, and why not have them be in the main event of WrestleMania? You could have Becky and Rhea in Australia, which needs a main event, and that is a huge match that could be done at that pay-per-view. And then Becky can have another big-time match. Bailey can still get to Io in another way after Damage Control picks him out. I'm taking Bianca.
I am gonna go. Wow, Micah, yeah, you're just like your brother.
It runs in the family.
His brother has like a 30% winning percentage. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna go with Bailey, and I think it's gonna be Kairi Sane that she's last with to kind of start the whole Damage Control downfall.
Okay. I like that. I like that as well. I like Bailey to win. Like you guys have said, she has by far the actual story that has been going on for more than a week or two. I do think Becky tried to kind of come in at the last, at the 24th hour here and being like, I need to win the Royal Rumble so I can beat you at WrestleMania. That's bad, Becky Lynch. With that said, I got Bailey going. Final four, Becky, Bailey,
Bianca, Charlotte.
Bianca.
No. Bianca and Jade Cargill to kind of solidify her in that spot for sure. Okay, and then real quick, now we are juggling here. We got a big panel. I'm going to kick out Ernie, and we're going to get in Dwayne for his Women's Royal Rumble pick.
And he's muted.
Dwayne.
3, 2, 1. Okay, I told him to stand by. Ernie's back. Let's get into it. We got the Men's Royal Rumble for a World Championship match at WrestleMania. Gents, a lot of ways they could go here. It seemed like it was obvious just a couple weeks, just a couple months ago. Then all of a sudden, if you smell what The Rock is cooking, if he wants to get to WrestleMania, it seems like there will be nothing that stops him. But we've got a 30-man Royal Rumble match ahead of us. I ultimately think I've been on record with this for a couple weeks now. I think that Cody does not win this match. I think that ultimately his way of finishing the story would be much more cinematic if he loses and can somehow still find a way there. CM Punk, it's just too perfect. I think that it also kind of could create a good storyline. Well, CM Punk could win and he could be like, well, do I just inherit the title then since Seth Rollins can't compete? Stuff like that. And I mean, let's face it, that feud could be the best talkers we've seen in a very, very long time on the microphone. So I'm excited about that. CM Punk gets the victory. I will say I am being chalk again, as CM Punk is minus 300 for the match, but that's what I got, unfortunately.
Minus 300?
Minus 300 now on Bet Online. Those odds are moving.
MJF at 25.
Only 25 to 1 for MJF. Better than John Cena, who's 100 to 1.
Better than Big E. That's crazy.
No, yeah.
I am also going to go with CM Punk, but Maniac, I mean, best talkers in a long time. I mean, the dude's on the list that CM Punk had the best feud with. Let's not be silly here. That wasn't that long ago. But, yeah, CM Punk. I think Cody gets eliminated by Gunther. What better way to do that than to give Gunther a big spot already, as we know he's going to. And the two that were last in the Rumble last year, I think it'd be appropriate for Gunther to kind of have that spot over Cody. But yeah, CM Punk, we saw the rumors that he was coming in at like 7, I think. I don't know where he comes 5. I don't know where he comes in, but I think he wins this match. Obviously, huge build up with Rollins. Like you said, Maniac, you could call him out like you can't compete. What are we gonna do here? I'm going with CM Punk.
Yeah, I want the story to be in full motion after this, but it's got to be CM Punk. It's got to be Punk walking out there and talking shit to Rollins for the next 2 months. So I'm with it. I'll go with Punk.
I also got Punk winning, but I got Cody Rhodes with the longest time.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that.
Speaking of the longest time, we haven't heard from this guy in the longest time. He's unmuted. Let's see if he's back. Dwayne O'Mania, you there? Oh, he literally just left when I brought him in. I don't know what's going on. Well, Owens back. I can't keep juggling this. Rob, what do you got for the Men's Royal Rumble?
Yeah, everyone knows that Cody, I need him to finish the story this year. It's going to happen, but it's not going to start tonight, unfortunately. I got the chalk. I got Punk, and I think the final two is going to be Punk and MJF. No, I'm kidding. I think it's going to be Punk and Cody in the end.
All right.
I mean, who the hell do you think I'm going to pick to win this? I mean, yes, I'm going with Punk.
Roman Reigns?
Hell froze over.
I'm with Owen that Cody's going to last the longest in
I'm
this
not
match,
here to make friends.
but-
I'm here to make money.
Shut up, Slick.
PG Punk. PG Punk.
Do I have the power to mute him? Okay. Yeah, I have Cody lasting the longest here to sort of draw out his story for a little bit of a heartbreak, for a little bit of a drama leading up to him getting his shot at Roman Reigns. The only curious thing is that if Cody doesn't win the Rumble, how is he going to get his shot at Roman when he's on Raw and Roman is on SmackDown? I mean, the most realistic way to make that crossover challenge is to win the Royal Rumble outright, and usually they reserve the Elimination Chamber for the other brand's title. You know what I mean?
Cody has made the point, Rob. Sorry, and then that he has some sway backstage, and his buddy Nick Aldis is also currently the GM of SmackDown.
Okay,
Go ahead, Rob.
I could buy that. Also, I have Punk eliminating Drew in this match, and Drew will probably be in the final 4 along with Cody and Gunther. But I have Punk eliminating Drew to set up for an Elimination Chamber feud leading up to Seth Rollins, while Rollins is busy recuperating.
Before we move on, I also think another way of possibly getting Cody in the Chamber match is they could always do a split for the Chamber. They have 3 SmackDown and 3 Raw. Guys,
Yeah. They did that before the initial World Heavyweight Championship tournament, but I don't know if people would buy that for the Elimination Chamber.
I think Cody just finds his way in that match. I think he convinces them, hey, let me in this chamber match. You get Randy, you get Styles, you get Knight again in there, you get a couple other guys. And
what's stopping Cody from getting in that Elimination Chamber match?
The brand split.
He's on a different brand.
No,
it doesn't.
No, don't be silly. Brand split.
It was a joke. Yeah, that's why I did.
I mean, they're getting, like.
Well, we're under a different regime that might actually respect the brand split.
The Chamber is not one of these spots that they're gonna segregate with the brand split.
The managers being added was definitely a nice touch to keep the brand split alive at least. And yeah, as long as they keep superstars where they're supposed to be, then actually we'll feel like we have 2 completely separate shows. But obviously, I just gonna say CM Punk, locking my pick in, easy money right there, boys.
McAdoo, what do you got, bud?
Coming to the show, I would have said Rhodes. I honestly had Rhodes penciled down because, like you said, how the hell does he get to Roman Reigns? But after listening to everyone here, I have to go Punk, and it burns me up with every fiber of my being.
I'm sticking with Sami Zayn, everybody. Sami Zayn is still my prediction.
Wow.
Last eliminating Gunther. Gunther will be the last one. Final 4 will be Sami Zayn, Gunther, Kevin Owens, and I don't even care.
Santino Marella.
We're going to see every guy who competed previously in other matches, and they're all going to be in the Rumble except for Roman Reigns.
He's not going to pull Brock and also enter the Rumble as champion with Paul Heyman by his side.
I don't think anything about that either.
No, that's something you got to announce.
Don't worry about WrestleMania. Don't worry about the Elimination Chamber. This is the Royal Rumble prediction show. Damn it. Oh, the Prozac. It's getting to me, guys. All right.
Oh, my God, Joe.
All right. First, not only is this a wrestling prediction show, it is a how not to abuse foreign substances, apparently. So, Owen, whatever Joe does, don't do. Personal announcement for you. But anyways, the way that WWE in the past has gone making stars mega superstars is by having them win the Royal Rumble back-to-back. They did it with Austin to make him the megastar. They did it with Michaels to make him the megastar. Hogan already was a megastar. He probably politicked his way back to 1991, so who the heck knows about him or cares? But I still think that Cody Rhodes is going to win this. Be a back-to-back person and be like that made guy like Stone Cold and like Shawn Michaels, because as good as Punk is, like Punk's 45 years old. Punk is not going to be there for as long as Cody is. So I think they're going to do this just to really, hammer and tongs, make Cody the guy moving forward. I do think that Punk's going to main event WrestleMania and face Rollins, but I think here they want Cody to be the guy moving forward. For the future, not just for this WrestleMania season, but for many years to come. And tonight will be the way that they solidify that.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I just did that on accident. Ernie Green with a hot take. Who haven't we gotten to, or did we? Wayne. Wayne, are you there? All right, there he is. Who do you got winning the Rumble?
I'm with McAdoo. I had Punk come into this, and I'm sorry, Rhodes. But this morning, kind of changed my mind, kind of changed my tune on it. I definitely have Punk, and I think he eliminates Gunther. I think Gunther goes longest in the Rumble again. Not longest in the Rumble. Actually, I'll agree with Owen there. I'll put Rhodes. Kind of like consolatory prize to not winning the Rumble and going the longest in the Rumble before being eliminated. But I got Punk winning outright against Gunther.
Huge development.
Your women's pick.
Sorry, go ahead.
My women's pick, Bayley. I think that's kind of a layup too. I think it's Bayley eliminating Bianca, and then we just get a lot of a smorgasbord of damage control drama from here on out after that.
Owen, did you get your pick in? You got it? Okay.
So I think we're CM Punk except for Joe and Ernie. Sami Zayn.
Screw it. I'm going Cody.
Listen.
He's finishing the story.
Yeah, you know what? I'm doing it too, Rob. Let's go.
He's finishing the goddamn story.
Let's go.
We're in the seventh inning now.
Baby. Let's
We're
go.
in the seventh inning now.
Let's go. Yeah,
is that official? You guys are changing your
official.
picks?
We're in the seventh inning.
We're doing it.
Oh my gosh.
Fuck it. I changed my pick too. I'm going back to Rhodes.
We're seeing a whole revolution. I'm doing a whole revolution right now.
You might as well call me Adam Pierce because Jake, Micah, Rob, Ryan, and Dwayne have changed their picks, and that is official.
One more.
Cry me a river.
I'm back to Rhodes.
McAdoo too?
Yes.
This is absolute chaos at the end of the Royal Rumble.
Baby.
And that's just what the Rumble's all about.
Real strict table you're running over here at WWE show.
Hey,
who does
Hey,
glass?
Being the head of the table doesn't mean you control everybody. It just means you're better. And you know it.
For the first time since 97-98, we will have a back-to-back Royal Rumble winner.
Okay. Okay.
I
like how there was an underlying like current of Rhodes, and all it took was Rob Ryan being courageous to switch his pick, and all of a sudden we have a mutiny on our hands.
Thank you, Rob.
Fuck Rob. I was thinking. I hope switch my pick back.
Rob historically is the most courageous, but you guys all changed your picks.
I changed it during the writing. I crossed out Cody and
all right. You guys all making bold takes last second. I'm gonna make a bold take. Cody Rhodes is gonna get eliminated within the first 15 minutes of the Rumble.
Oh my god!
Daniel Bryan.
The Daniel Bryan.
I think Goldust is gonna come out.
Jey Uso.
Yes.
I think CM Punk gets eliminated right away. That's what I think.
No way.
I think he gets eliminated.
Bet the farm on that one.
Cody comes in at like 3 and gets eliminated by like number 10.
So a couple there's gonna be some fun spots in this because there's a lot of people that are gonna be in this Rumble that we haven't talked about, and like we said, like a lot of stories coming out of it, coming into it. What do we think of Jay and Jimmy starting? Then Sami Zayn comes out 3 with his surprise return, and then Solo Sikoa comes out at 4, and we just get the bloodline face down.
Oh my god!
Well,
dude,
I think Sammy. I don't think
sick.
Sammy comes out until Drew's in the ring. I do think Sammy's surprising, but he's not going to come out until Drew comes in the ring to kind of get his revenge.
Two spots that I want to have everybody predict. What do we think? What kind of crazy stuff is Kofi going to do to avoid elimination? And what kind of funny, hilarious stuff is R-Truth going to do, like involving Judgment Day?
Yeah,
he's already brought out the ladder before, right?
I was just going to mention
go
Kofi.
light this year because he injured himself last year. Like he literally turned into a cannonball and went into a chair.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to do anything crazy. I'm going to say a handstand. I'm saying he's going to walk on his hands again.
I'm calling a chair shot again.
Was last year the spot where he like kind of messed up and they had
folded
to say,
in a chair?
And
He's messed up the last few years.
You're out. Like they, oh man. I think R-Truth is gonna try and give all the Judgment Day members their cut, like right in the middle of the. I don't think he's gonna be in the Rumble, but he's gonna find his way in the ring with wads of money, and it's gonna end.
He picked his
badly.
number.
He did pick a number.
He's in the Rumble. He drew
Oh,
the
he's
ring
in
last night. He's in the Rumble. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
My
he's
apologies.
coming
Now watch
19. We talk about COVID.
I'm
Is he
changing my
coming out
pick. I
to
got
the
R-Truth
Judgment Day?
winning the Royal Rumble.
Wait, is he
No,
going to
I'm
come
just
out to the Judgment Day?
Do not mark that.
That would
down,
be
Maniac.
hilarious.
Do not mark.
Oh, that would be
down.
great.
Like
Unreal.
you hear
Yeah, no, I
Judgment
think
Day
he's gonna
theme
try.
hit.
He's gonna come out with wads money, try and give everyone their cut. Yo,
What are you
can I just
talking
say, I love how he calls Damian Priest DP. I think that's awesome.
I
wonder why you think that.
It's the
You know what? R-Truth eliminates JD McDonough, and then
Why do I think that?
Damian eliminates R-Truth.
I like
Don't
that.
forget that.
How great would that
Owens
be?
in the room, guys.
I like that part.
Needless to say, some great chaos here on the WWE show. Royal Rumble Picks Edition. Any final words from anyone? I know we got the spot predictions. I know we're about 8.5 hours away. Can't wait here. Can't wait.
I can't wait to see a filled Tropicana field for the first time in a long time.
That's very fair. They're not used to
also-
accommodating that big of a crowd.
Not at all.
I
Do we get a
also can't
Damian
wait to
cash in
see-
tonight?
No,
I don't think so.
Was Seth even going to be there?
But I also can't wait to see all the boys at Sports City.
Why does he have,
folks?
Why does he have?
Oh,
to,
yeah.
Why does he have to try and cash in on Rollins?
There's zero chance he's
He
cashing on
wouldn't try.
Roman Reigns.
He wouldn't even attempt to cash in on Roman Reigns.
I can't wait for that WrestleMania 3-way. You got Cody Rhodes versus The Rock versus Damian Priest.
I mean, maybe he gets sick of Drew stopping him from cashing in, and he just switches things up. You never know.
That's
Yeah,
very
it goes
fair,
for the
very
Intercontinental
fair.
title or U.S. title.
Speaking of switching things up, Ali mentioned it. If you're looking for a spot to strap in for the Royal Rumble, get to Sports City Pizza Pub over on Niagara Street. We'll be there at 8 o'clock rolling on, and we will be there until the Royal Rumble ends. Speaking of the Royal Rumble ends, we are great to begin another era with Owen T. Owen, thanks for joining us. Any final thoughts before we sign off here today, sir?
I have a couple of surprise returns.
Let's go.
Lay them on us.
For the men, I only have Big E.
Okay,
I would
that'll be.
love
I mean, that crowd will be popping for that.
For the woman, I have Naomi, Sasha Banks, and AJ Lee.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, now see, that's one.
Let me see AJ.
I pay all of you so much to be on this panel, and nobody can mention AJ Lee. Are you guys serious?
We mentioned
I haven't mentioned
the check yet.
Hey,
Can I just
Maniac.
say-
Thank you, Owen. Thank you for being.
Owen.
Thank you for being a
CM Punk
Maniac,
posted
really
a
quickly.
picture
Can you,
of no picture of him waiting for AJ Lee at the airport. He didn't show the AJ Lee reunited picture, but he showed the picture that happened before that. I think he was maybe hinting a little bit that his wife's going to be coming by.
hey, Maniac, can you do a close-up on Owen one more time, please? I want everybody to acknowledge his amazing shirt he's wearing.
The Rip'em shirt.
That T-shirt is freaking
Yes.
amazing. That's awesome, Owen. I acknowledge you.
Thank you, Owen. Great. Like we said, there could be surprise returns tonight, but we already got a big surprise return started on the Royal Rumble show. Thank you, Owen T, for coming back. This is 4 years of doing this show, gents. We have previewed over 40 pay-per-view events between WWE, AEW, and this train ain't stopping. So make sure you're following Wrestling W Emotion on Twitter and Instagram. Anyone have any final thoughts before we sign off?
Happy New Year.
The road starts tonight, baby.
Happy
And,
Wrestling New Year. The
Just-
road
just
starts tonight. Folks, make sure you're following on all
Just read my
platforms,
avatar.
because it is not the show where you're wrestling with your budget. It is not the show where you're wrestling with your conscience.
where it takes
It
me out.
is wrestling with emotion. Scissor me, Slick and Parthy.
I can't do it.